This is a Jacobsen roller. This is 2 3/16 diameter, grooved aluminum Wiley roller. There's a seal on each end. I call it a flanged seal. That's the way to identify this type of roller. The part number of the seal is 3010210. In order to capture this roller into the tamer so that this flange of the seal is protruding beyond the insert, I'm using a special insert. Part number for that insert is RT28. That's going to allow me to access the flange of this seal to remove it. On the other end, I have a standard 2-inch tapered insert, so only one of these special inserts is required. This insert does not come standard with the Model A. I'm going to use this puller to remove the seal on each end. Part number for this puller is RT27. Also, I want to note, after I remove these seals, and the rest of the procedure is the same as any other tapered roller bearing type roller, but this particular roller here uses a small tapered roller bearing, and it requires, to remove the cup of that bearing, it requires a small puller. Part number of this puller collet is RT153, and this does not come standard with the Model A tamer. Okay, first step after we capture the roller is to remove the seals, and I've only got one hand free here, so I'm going to put the camera down and get this puller started. The flange of the puller is going to go up against the end of the roller, and okay, I've got the puller started, and I'm going to tighten these screws all the way. If you don't have this puller, you can use a regular bearing splitter and a press, but this puller is designed to fit this seal perfectly and is less likely to damage the seal, which means you may be able to reuse the seal. I'm going to thread the screws in and push the screws, tighten the screws, and push them against the insert, which is going to pull that seal off. I've got 4 threaded holes in this puller. I only have 2 long screws here, so I'm going to try to get by with just those 2. Alternate so it comes off fairly evenly. And before you do this, you want to clean the shaft, polish it with some sandpaper, and that's going to allow you to possibly reuse the seal. Okay. Once you have both of those seals removed, then you proceed with the rebuild process, which is the same as any other tapered roller bearing type roller. And this particular Jacobsen roller uses a small roller bearing, which requires this small puller collet, part number RT153, which does not come standard with the Model A tamer. Okay, after I've rebuilt this roller, I'm going to press those seals in. I'm going to do it using the press attachment. My normal setup plus this press attachment, part number RT181, along with these 4 pins that support the press attachment. I'm using this press tool, which is screwed onto the press attachment. I've got this threaded adapter here. You could use a fine threaded 3/4 inch bolt, anything with that type of thread threaded into the end, and then I screw my installation tool on, seal installation tool, which is RT129. Just snug it up against this block. I've got my seal already pressed in, but this seal installation tool will go up against the seal. Then I'll tighten this nut, and that will pull the seal all the way in. This is the same procedure that I'm using now to install bearings and remove shafts.